Say you spend your whole life working hard at school. Does that mean if you maintain a good grade point average in college and graduate top in your class, your college should pay you? That is what they are saying for these college athletes. That just because they are top of the line football or basketball players, they deserve to be paid as much as people who do it as a career. It's not right, and here is why. It brings up the situation of inequality, your deciding amount. Are your Division II and III athletes going to get paid as much as your Division I athletes, even though they're not always in the limelight? Are your volleyball players going to get paid as much as your basketball players? They work as hard, but their name's not always in the public. Daughtry said a few months ago, Sports Illustrated suggested that one way to pay football and basketball players is to bust down to club status for other sports, especially men's. That means that they're going to cut down club sports in college so that they can afford to pay their main athletes. That just doesn't seem right to me. It also brings up women. Are you going to evenly pay women? Dorish said in 2010 the highest maximum salary allowed in the WNBA was $101,500. That shows that women athletes don't even get paid enough in the pros. What would that do to women college athletics? As much as paying athletes brings up a lot of inequality, it also takes away the recruiting and scholarship process. If you're a recruit and you're getting recruited by a D2 school, but also a D1 school, you would obviously pick the D1 school because they would be able to give you a bigger salary and paycheck, where the D2 school could offer you maybe more playing time, but just not as much money. Salvador said the smaller schools in smaller markets would not be able to compete with the big universities, resulting in loss of programs for many schools. This just shows that athletes would much rather go to D1 schools than to D2 schools because they'd be getting a bigger salary. It takes away your options. A walk-on would be getting as much money as probably someone who deserved the scholarship and worked hard. The last thing paying college athletes would do is take away college reputation and love for the game they play. If you're in college, college is about going to school and playing the game that you've loved to play, probably since you were a kid. So, instead of playing that game for the love of it, you would pay it for the salary, not just for the heart that you have for it. It would also take away college versus pro athletes. College athletes wouldn't know what it's like, or an honor to know what it's like to play in the pros and get paid for doing a sport that they've played their whole life probably. It also just takes away from the sport. Little kids love to look up to college athletes because they're role models of what it's like to be a good student and be a good athlete and not get paid for it. It also brings up high school athletics. Are high school athletes going to get paid too? I mean, they work hard, they dedicate their whole life to a sport to try and get scholarships. And they have to maintain good grades, and they support their school, so should they get paid? In conclusion, while college athletes do strive to be the best at their sport, don't we all? If I stayed up late because I had practice, does that mean I should get $20 from my parents? If a college student works 2 jobs and still maintains a good grade point average, should college also pay them? College athletes may work hard, but in the end, if all their hard work did pay off, it would show by getting drafted into the pros. For now, just let them live like normal college athletes, not high-paid ones.